Hi there, welcome to the Noah Presgrove case. So I just came across a little screenshot what I wanted to share with you. Supposed expert, I guess, in the fields of authority, police, etc., known as Jody Barth, who has previously appeared on Partners in True Crime on an interview some of you will be familiar with, have recently given their thoughts on the autopsy report and missing details, kind of like as worded by Brooke Carter, and I'll give you a little bit of a backstory behind that. But that's what I want to look at today. I'm going to share it with you as well, a screenshot, and then later we check out the comment section of my last video and see if there's any questions that need answering, any interesting discussions and whatnot. I do have a secondary video lined up as well, a standalone one which I may incorporate the usage of maps, so just be on the lookout for that. Welcome to those that are currently hearing this live premiere. I think it will be. Share your reactions in the live chat box on the right hand side of the screen, and by the end of this video, if you want to leave your thoughts down below, drop a comment. It'll help spread that awareness and the discussions and reach. If you want to catch up on recent coverage by me, top right there'll be an eye symbol. If you click on there, you get the drop down box, you'll see the full playlist and previous videos to catch up on. And if you do want to support this channel in alternative ways, as example, down below in the comment section there is a pinned message by me with additional links. Credit to those that have supported the channel in recent time. It's good to see. With that all being said, let's begin now and start with the backstory. So in recent time, Brooke Carter, also known as BBC, has been, leaving comments on my channel recently, which is kind of a good thing because there's a level of communication. Certain questions can be answered, even if people may not see eye to eye with some individuals out there. Whilst on other websites and platforms, people may have been blocked, banned, sometimes for good reason. Here, it's a little bit more open and hopefully not like a complete zoo. There might be some disagreements at times. There might be just recent, but for most part of it, it's mostly under control. But still, people get the chance to speak and others get the chance to, I don't know, hear about updates or certain questions be answered finally. So recently, Brooke Carter was going on about there was key details that were missing from the autopsy report, and one of which included about the food stomach contents with Noah, that supposedly on the autopsy or somewhere, the ME, that contents of food was within Noah, reinforcing the original story of Noah being fed food by one of the party girls. Could have been Carter Combs, if I can remember, and that would have been after the supposed shower and after the supposed teabagging. A lot going on in a short space of time, I know. To be honest, would you be having ramen noodles and yogurt just before going to bed? I mean, to fill you up, yeah, but sometimes you want to let food, be digested, go down, so you don't just go to sleep immediately, because if you did, you might get acid, and it might just be a little bit uncomfortable. But, I mean, at the time of when Noah was supposed to be energetic when teabagging, how did he go from being out of it in the shower to then being energetic? What was that boost? What was that trigger? And then after eating the food as well, what mood was he in then? At what point was Noah a little sobered up, or was he just drunk throughout, leading up to the death as well? Would there have been a different outcome if Noah wasn't drunk? I think there's a big yes and a possibility to that, but that can always be talked about in the standalone video. Now, what I've said, in my opinion, when it comes to autopsy reports, although I've not really come across many at all, the ones that I have seen have listed just about all the details. The only exception is the autopsy reports haven't always been released immediately. It might have been dragged out, maybe after the court case situations, then it might be released. It depends what sensitive details are on the documents and papers, right? You'd hope to think that an autopsy report is thorough, deep, official, and mentions everything possible. But supposedly, this case is an exception with Noah Presgrove, that his autopsy doesn't mention everything, certain details not included. So the food contents in the stomach, small scale event. Why does it need to be silenced public? Why is it that big of a deal if it's such a normal event to take place? A bit weird. What other details are missing? The only other possibility would be the shredded tips, fingers, the hands. How true is it? Don't know. Never saw it in the autopsy, but a range of people have stated it and re-quoted it from other people. So maybe that's another point, indirect, what Brooke is getting at. What other details could there be? How many more? Anything to do with injuries? Or is it all to do with other details which could link to activity from the party and, and things like that? Or is it primarily to do with the death situation? I mean, if the food, stomach contents was released public, how shocking would that be? Is it that sensitive that it's got to be hidden? Seems a bit hard to believe, but either way, that's just my opinion. We need to take a look at it from a supposed expert's opinion, or at least their experience with dealing with autopsy reports more than what I have. Let's just head on over. Here we are. First of all, from 18 hours ago, Joyce Berger says, I could see leaving out important information on the autopsy for the case because they don't want to blow any leads. Food is something simple. According to his autopsy, there was no food. But Brooke Bounce Carter says there was, it's just not been included. Jodie Barth responds, this is just my experience, but I've never seen information left out of an official autopsy report. If there is information in a report that is confidential to the investigation, generally they would just keep the report from being released to the family or public until it was released by Ellie or the courts. Exactly. Again, I can't speak for these agencies, but I can't think of any other reason why they would leak a bogus report. It would eventually cause more trouble than it would be worth, maybe even legally. So in short, if you're going to have an official autopsy report, it tends to state everything possible of the victim, the individual, and what's been collected along the way, such as at the scene. You start missing pieces or details off, it seems unlikely. If there was sensitive things, they might as well just refuse posting it public in the first place and wait until the right time. And we got the autopsy report later on, didn't we? It wasn't in 2023. It was May 2024, maybe May 19th roughly, when it came out and it was released. We saw it on the Daily Mail article. So many months passing by, enough time for the thumbs up, green lights to post it public. You'd think by then all the details would be revealed. Could have been revealed earlier. Maybe not everything would have been included, but it just wasn't released at all. There was a time and place for it. So with that reasoning, you just wouldn't think it's possible that there'd be missing details on the report like right now, because there's been enough time since, and then it was posted public. So I kind of agree with Jodie here, based off, reports that I've seen. It's mentioned everything. Why should the Noah Presgrove case be the only one that doesn't? Seems a bit weird. Anyway, let's just head on over to the YouTube comments for further discussions on other topics. I'll just change it to the newest comments. Not too many, but I think there's more threads here, so I'll try and acknowledge them. Gary, something big, partner in true crime. I have a guess. Netflix film, who knows, maybe a documentary. I mean, me personally, and I know it's good to cover the case and spread that awareness through media, videos and stuff, but when it starts becoming a Netflix only thing or a series, sometimes it feels like they're glorifying it in an unnatural way. Oh, let's just put it on a streaming service. It's kind of on the same lines of like a YouTube channel which focuses on makeup whilst also covering serious, brutal cases, and some of them do it well, but others may laugh or smile, and it just seems a bit weird, like indirectly glorifying it in a way. It's got to be put out there in some way to spread that awareness, and whether it's done formally or informally, a documentary, like a proper formal one, I guess that makes sense. But you start putting like spin-offs or TV series or shows in the future, I don't know. It's like with certain serial killers and victims had have brought it up again after all these years, and you might get victims, families or friends, you know, being reminded of it, having to go through it all over again. I mean, is it the right thing to do? What impact does it have, more positives or negatives? Let me know your thoughts down below, what you think. Netflix film, the next big thing, I don't know, is it... Yeah, I mean, I know when I do my videos on YouTube, that could be considered a form of entertainment or edutainment, which is a combination of entertainment and educational stuff. You know, I'm kind of casual myself. I'm not like some like boring formal person, but I guess when it comes to cases or most where it's quite serious, it's not like you can have a big smile on your face or laugh too much, because it's just not exactly appropriate. I mean, end of the day, everyone does things differently, but to my knowledge, what I remember when it came to, in the past, Partners in True Crime did say that they were heading down to the area of Terrell, Oklahoma, to film and do interviews, and even showed a clip of them walking in one of the rural areas. Then after that, things went quiet, and they didn't really give any more updates. So maybe whatever they did then is being included with the next big thing that's coming. Who knows? This one, Lynn, has a video regarding... Okay, well, if that's so, there we go. But there's no point heading over there because their attitude, behaviour, it's not exactly healthy. Please don't give him attention after what he did to Raf. Exactly. Shout out to Safia. Skippy, agree. Even made a new video comment under his own about Warlight Ref lying. I've no clue what that's about because I don't bother checking, but I guess the obsessions continue. I'm sorry I even looked at his video, but I was curious to see what he might know, but it's nothing of consequence. Yet the guy, his show's a joke. Warlight Ref and Partners in True Crime are honestly looking at Noah's case. Appreciate that. It's okay, but we know who's lying. Also very rude and inappropriate with Badger Life. That's unfortunate because Badger Life is a very good individual, been very supportive. They've stuck around for a long time. Badger Life has had to put up with BS and idiots from the Dylan Rounds case, and I guess unfortunate that still to this day there are other idiots out there. Victor, yeah. Junie, yes, but they're TV producers. I didn't know that. Well, if you go to Partners in True Crime, they have mentioned it in the past, or I think it's actually on the Facebook profiles in the bio description. So there's that. Yeah, pretty much. Teresa, cheers to Jody. I can't keep up. Who's Jody? The Jody what we looked at today. Jam Sandwich. Your comment about Kaden Pressy quitting drinking is not relevant if you can't prove Cod Combs wasn't drinking in the 4 days she was supposedly the designated driver. I don't get Hardy Boys games, sometimes very funny, but other comments just attacking Kaden Pressy. I mean, all I can say is shout out to Hardy Boys for their support on this channel. Much appreciated. As for what's going on here, why is calling out Kaden Pressy's discrepancies attacking him? I mean, making observations about Kaden Pressy's timeline or timelines not being consistent, it's a fair observation. I've done it myself. If you compare the private interview to the Partners in True Crime interview, there are clear differences and they're very important. You go back to my previous videos, I did a side-by-side comparison about it. If people need reminding, maybe I do a future video. Right. One-sided jacks are way worse other people at the party. I'm not going to really read it because it just doesn't seem to be... You know, you can pause the video yourself, right? I don't want this to turn into like a Facebook situation. But you can always pause the video if you want. Okay. Oh, we've got Sherry, I've not seen them before. Welcome, Sherry. We have Kaden Pressy saying Noah had 2 hey dudes. Kaden Pressy has changed his times to when Noah left. Robin has said that the investigator told them that Jack passed the test. We've also heard that it was inconclusive. I've never heard Kaden say that Noah had the 2 hey dude shoes on. Do we have a reference to that, an official statement from Kaden? Because I've never seen that. Kaden Pressy changed his times when Noah left. I've never heard Kaden Pressy give a time as to when Noah left the house. How would Kaden even know if he was asleep? We've heard Jack being consistent with times of when he claimed to go to sleep, and that was very clear. Inconclusive to Robin, and that's a fact. Jack said it was a perfect pass. Kaden never said he had, yeah. So maybe some misunderstandings going on. Told OHP that he was drunk in that interview. What, actually drunk in the interview or during the interview? He made a reference that Kaden himself was drunk at the party. Which way do you mean? So we know what teenagers tell mum is different than what they tell Ellie. Is it now slander to think teenagers drink at parties? You were a teen once. I'm going to guess you might not have always told your parents when you drank. Oh, we're back to those discussions. Screenshot from Elisha and tried to upload it for you, but it didn't work. Yeah, you can't upload screenshots or photos onto YouTube comment sections. You'd have to upload a video or slideshow video onto your own channel on YouTube for that to work. Right. There's a lot going on. What else do we have? Megan. So please clarify, did Jack pass the polygraph exam or was it inconclusive? I honestly don't think that Ellie would tell anyone the results. That should be kept close to the vest and confidential. But I suppose he was released public. That's pretty much it for that. We got Paula. In regards to your question, BIL stands for brother-in-law. That's good to know. And I know someone else in the chat last night made a reference explaining it. I guess it's just when you see it quickly, Bill, you think Bill as in the name of a guy. Victor, missed this, we'll watch, take your time. I know Justin Roy hinted about partners. Did he? When? Jam sandwich. And that timestamp in live chat. Robbie Taylor, your comment about why didn't Elisha call the cousin's mom is a lie. She did. She was in Elisha Lee's car when the cousin was picked up. A very manipulative individual. I wonder who they really are. And then we got some responses. Elisha knew at like 10 or 10:30 when Kaden texted her. Did she tell her mum then or at 2:30 in the morning? Why wait 4 hours to go get her? Yeah, I guess it depends when Elisha actually knew about it. Kaden said 10:30 is when the cousin came on down. Kaden didn't give an exact time when he told Elisha. All Kaden said was at some point onwards, he recorded that video of the people in the kitchen area near to the dining area, which showed the cousin, Georgia, in the distance. And Kaden simply did that just to say, hey, she's okay, she's safe. There's a possibility at around that point when Kaden was proving to Elisha that she's okay, maybe there was potential discussion going on where one of the parents or guardians was suggesting maybe we should come down to pick her up. And Caden's like, no, don't worry, it's okay. She's having a good time. She's safe. Here's proof of it. And then that's why Elisha or the Kaden cousin's mother, whatever you call it in terms of family trees, was like, okay, we'll take your word for it, Kaden. Then fast forward to later or going into the early hours of Monday morning, I'm guessing, when the cousin has had too much to drink and has thrown up outside. How did Kaden knew about that? Was he near to her at the time? Did someone tell him? Who knows? He saw it, and then why did he take a photo of her hunched over, throwing up? Is that to say, hey, Elisha, or hey, cousin's mother, can you pick her up now? I think she's had too much to drink. But that's the other thing. It wasn't exactly, I don't know if you would say it was worded like that, because I've probably just given more of a scenario there, because I don't know what other reason why Kaden would take a photo of her throwing up. You know, the video earlier on, maybe Sunday night going into Monday, Kaden did that to prove that she was okay and safe, and maybe that's because the parents or the guardians or Kaden's mom doubted whether she should be there or not, or if she is safe. As for the throwing up part, that's like the opposite of saying she's safe, she's doing okay. So did Kaden take that photo to share with a guardian, a family member, or did he just take it for the sake of it? There must be a reason behind that, though. In terms of Elisha Lee, how it was mentioned, her and I guess cousin's mother ended up coming on down, primarily because they noticed on the Life 360 app there was movement in an unknown or strange direction when it came to the cousin leaving the party, and they're like, oh, why is she leaving, or why is she going that way? We probably should go and collect her because we don't trust this, something like that. And then pulled over on the side of the highway and then collected her and then took her home safely. And then at 2:42 a.m. in the morning Monday, Kaden's woken up by a phone call from his mom, Elisha Lee, announcing that the cousin has made it back safely, taken home. Pretty much it. So, like, the Life 360 app and the tracking and movement is what mainly triggered the adults, parents, guardians in coming on out to go and get her, pull her by the side of the road. That's the main reason. We've not heard any reference about, no, we came on down because we saw the cousin was drunk and throwing up and she needed to be taken home. That's never been mentioned. So it's interesting. You guys all call me fake because I don't believe he was murdered or beaten to death. So what do you think, Robbie, as for the cause of death? Let me know. Kaden did the right thing. He texted his mom. Elisha texted the cousin's mom. Elisha and cousin's mom together went and picked her up. So jam sandwich is the main reason as to why Elisha and the cousin's mom picked up the cousin Georgia, because of that photo of her throwing up outside, or more so that Life 360 tracking app and the unusual movements. That's how I've heard it worded previously. Kaden should not be there to watch over a 15-year-old. Wrong. He was underage also. The parents need to be responsible for their kids. Also, the party host is wrong to have all them over drinking and the guns. I never said Kaden didn't do the right thing. I question why they didn't get a 15-year-old from a drinking party for 4 hours. Like a delay. Just looked at the screenshot of Kaden and Elisha texting. Maybe I've never seen it. Does anyone have a link? Or is there a quote here? Let's see. He told Elisha at 10:41 p.m. his cousin was present at the party and her mom didn't know. Asked Elisha not to snitch. He would watch her. Right, kind of like what I'm interpreting earlier. At 12:48 p.m, Kaden sends the picture of the cousin puking on the porch, saying, cousins no like alcohol. At 12:57 a.m, is this going into Monday morning, Elisha asks if the cousin can stand up. At 1:45 a.m, Elisha texts Kaden asking why he isn't with the cousin, and she was going to call Melissa, I guess that's the mother, the cousin's mom. If Kaden doesn't answer her, this implies Elisha didn't snitch and her mom still doesn't know she is at the party. Elisha calls Kaden either at 2:43 a.m. or 3:20, depending on which version you go by, that they have the cousin. So did Elisha tell cousin's mom right away that a 15-year-old was drunk at a party, or wait 4 hours? Call me a liar now. Robbie Taylor, I know you've re-quoted it, but do you have the screenshot? Does anyone have a link or a screenshot of this text conversation between Elisha and Kaden? Because I've never seen it myself before. That might be hard to believe, but to be honest, the way it's organised on Facebook and even news articles, not everything is all in one place, and it's really annoying. So it'd be good to see the actual text conversation so I can analyse that, right? So we'll do that. What do we have here? Elisha showed a call log and it shows exactly she called Kaden at 2:42. That's proof, okay? But where's all the other partygoers' call logs proving they called or texted after 6 a.m? Oh, wait. It's fact that Renee Millan received a call between 5:45 and 6 in the morning. She said that herself. Here's one thing. I've spoken with an investigator who has no involvement with the case, and red flag for them about Jack is him picking up them damn shorts. But yeah, I mean, look at James Brenner in the Dylan Rounds case. Casually walked past police, went into the crime scene area, the grain shed property, removed a grain truck, which was the last thing that Dylan drove in there, bagged things up, put them in trash bags, and then disposed of him later. All whilst the police were present and even questioned by an officer, and he said, I'm just doing some spring cleaning. The cheek of Brenner to do all that in front of them, yet he did, and he got away with it. And it just happened that he was the killer of Dylan Rounds, the murderer. So, was he bagging up things to dispose of potential evidence because he didn't do it earlier? That's a possibility. What else do we have here? Did we look at that? I can't remember, to be honest. Yeah. What's this other injury on Noah? I don't know, unless it's the shredded fingertips, which wasn't mentioned on the autopsy. Safia. Noah wasn't an angel, but he didn't deserve to die. Yeah. That's true. Only 19. Noah still had future ahead. Truth, whatever happened, will come out. Patience. Oh, Robbie Taylor, your comments are stupid. Right back at you. So, yeah, if you want to pause the video and read the comments, you can do, but it just seems to go on quite a bit. And I think there's some discussions which can probably take place in a separate video. Of course, my comment was deleted. That's because of YouTube. YouTube deletes my comments as well. Nothing we can do about that. So supposedly we've got a bit of like a Facebook scenario going on here. But it happens by that Robbie does the rolling eyes, which reminds me of another individual that did that in the past. Whatnot. We've got that comment there. Junior partners in true crime are TV producers in California, so it's rumoured they're making a show about Noah, probably, possibly. They were recording in the area previously. The parent party was somewhere else that holiday weekend, Texas. Right, so it's further away, maybe not that relevant. We got Sunny. Lindy, weird. Got this to play, but no, will not play any further. Stuck for some reason. What's stuck? Lindy, if you're stuck, I will unstuck you. That sounds wrong. Oops. I don't know. Rewinding the video, changing the video quality, unless it's YouTube glitching. Queen Cobra. Who told Elisha that the 15-year-old cousin was there? From the looks of it, Kaden Pressy. Beth, you're welcome. Appreciate. Cleo, major issues. Yeah. Ashley, welcome. New viewer. Don't worry, RSBI already knows who's involved. It's just a matter of time until someone slips. Is that Sam? And one day, all the bickering going on here is starting to look like Facebook. Warlike Ref analyses all aspects for truth. We can't get justice for Noah going at this one-sided. Never underestimate someone's intelligence. Why did no one report Noah missing after looking for him? Exactly, the bit about no one reporting him missing is weird because there was already a level of concern earlier or the night before where they went searching for him, found him successfully. To go looking, even though they also claim it's a normal thing for Noah to wander off. Must be some significance. For most part of it, I kind of followed those discussions at least about, the situation with the cousin being there. First of all, Kaden wasn't anticipating the cousin to come on down, so it was a surprise to him. He can only do so much when present in terms of mobility, but also, you can't be too controlling of the cousin because it could rub the wrong way and cause some tension or conflicts, harm the party. As what I'd like to know, though, the drinking aspect, did anyone offer alcohol to the 15-year-old cousin? Or did the cousin take it upon themselves to get the alcohol themselves and drink it? Did anyone tell her off? Did anyone suggest, hey, maybe you shouldn't do that, it's probably not the right thing for you? And she was like, oh, whatever. At what point? I guess the part of throwing up outside could well be the catalyst, this turning point where Kaden was like, right, I need to contact Elisha or pass the message on now because it's not looking too good. You know, you've proved earlier that she was safe and okay, but now not quite safe, possibly ill, bit of a vulnerable place, not looking too good, bit of direct action needed. But how it's always been worded, well, not always, how it's mostly been worded previously publicly and by Elisha Lee is that the 360 Life app is the main reason to why they stepped in to collect her from the side of the highway, because of that unusual activity and movement, the direction she was going in or who she was with at the time in a different vehicle. That was the factor, not the photo of her being drunk or throwing up. But I could understand that photo could be the original catalyst. I've just not heard it worded like that. As for that screenshot text conversation between Kaden and Elisha, that would be good to look at myself. I don't know where I would find it. Is it on the Army page, the discussion one, the Justice page? How easy is it to find? I've tried searching back in the past and things just don't show. And I don't know if it was Robbie or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Well, it wasn't their name, but I can't remember their proper name. Someone mentioned about a laptop, mentioned by Shannon, last name Scott, or a different last name. There's 2 Shannons I've come across on Facebook. There was over 600 comments there on the post by Brooke Bounce Carter responding to Amy, Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Horzempa, Hosepipe, Horse Whisperer. I can't remember how you say their name, but I looked through all those comments there, couldn't find it, and I went through all of them. It's a nightmare to get through that many conversations and click view more and view more, make sure I don't miss any tabs. Not exactly organised well, is it? So I wouldn't say Facebook is the best place for navigating through looking at archives and previous things. I remember in the past I've clicked on save page to use it as a reference point in the future, gone back to the save page, doesn't even exist anymore. Does that mean that the post has been deleted or taken down? No, it'll be still there, but for some reason saving it doesn't do much. It does F all. Yeah, you can end up missing things, but if I cover it on YouTube, it's always easy to find, providing I use correct keywords in the title, the description. So when some cretins question me or have a go at my titles or descriptions, it's for good reason, to make it easier to find, for it to stand out from other discussions. Other people do too much of the same and it's so hard to find what you're looking for. So that's why I do what I do. But let's just move into the predictions. As you know, I make predictions, they come true, they do happen. Unfortunately, they're never really positive, but life's just all I can predict. Obviously, I'm not selling myself, but fuck that. So, what was the last prediction that I made? The last prediction that I made was to do with how people may change sides or end up going to the dark side. Yeah, that's still work in progress, but before that, around like the Noah's Ark effect, that reference, the prediction that I made was, if at some point, if certain viewers, people either turn on me or walk away, go elsewhere to another community, another place, they're basically downgrading. And what happens is, the reason why they leave my channel, let's say because it's drama, because it's conflict, too much of the same, conspiracies, crazy, silly, childish, whatever, those people that say they're leaving for those reasons, wherever they go to a place which covers, acts, behaves in ways that they say that they don't like. Does that make sense? As example, in the Dylan Brown's case, a couple of people left my channel because they didn't like the drama. They moved to a channel which is all about drama and still is till this day. Who's the real idiot? Exactly. That's what's happened then, and it continues till this day. It's what's happened within the Noah Presgrove case as well. When people walk away from this channel for certain reasons, and petty ones, wherever they go, they're going to a place which has qualities and personalities which these viewers don't like, but they do like those channels. There's clearly some kind of complex or breakdown going on. The prediction that I made, basically, that's what happens. I got it right yet again. Simple as. But the other follow-up prediction I made was humans will realise their mistakes and their poor judgment skills when going elsewhere, thinking that they found a better place, an upgrade, where it's all about the case and it's all focused, caring, nice, better investigations, more harder hitting, more effort and this and that. It ends up turning out to be a bit of a circus performance, a bit of a piss poor excuse. And, you know, viewers, rogue individuals realise and think, oh, even this place isn't great. Oh, what have I done? Then some people have the choice to return back. Some expect to be welcomed like a goldfish, forgetting about previous things. That's pathetic, isn't it? And then others may have nowhere to go or just fade away completely. These are predictions that are made. And these are predictions that have happened or are in the process. Now I can say I'm basing my predictions of patterns and trends from the past because I've got experience now. Oh, so I know what I'm talking about now. Now, reality is, at a time of when I didn't have experience, I still made predictions. You got to make predictions at some point, at the beginning, at the start. It just so happened with me, the moment I made predictions was the moment I was right 99.9% of the time. Simple as. And it continues till this day. The 0.5 second rule still applies with humans and it still is very accurate. With that being said, do I have any more predictions? A current possible prediction is maybe people out there internally, externally, may try to drag me down and flip things upside down to make it look like a Facebook drama situation. Not going to work. Non-negotiable. I'll tell you something, though. The live chat has been so much more focused than it has ever been before. Look, there's no harm in it being fun, chaotic, wild, to the point where people want to rip off artifacts of clothing. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's getting too warm. But, you know, that's all fine. This time round, though, in this case, it's just been like focused, the discussions, the questions, some answers along the way. It's good. In the Dylan Rounds case, there were some rough patches where I had to try and say focus, focus. It was like a room full of naughty children, like a high school scenario. But everyone's different and acts different. Pros and cons. Okay. The only reason why it was necessary in the past when focus was needed is because there was more individual findings by myself and key stuff happening. So it was needed, that focus. With the Noah Presgrove one, that focus isn't as desperately needed because most people are kind of on the same wavelength already or are aware of the different possibilities, which is kind of a good thing. But still, the focus is better than ever. Kenny Veach case, there are things to do there, but what comes with that is conflict and drama as well. As long as there's always at least one person that can remain on top of it, that's all that matters. And that's what I'll try and do. So as for the predictions of Facebook scenarios trying to be imprinted on this channel, whether maybe the comment section at times, whatever, but externally could be by another person out there trying to drag me into something. I think that just simply comes down to me being an established channel more now than ever and hopefully growing with time. I mean, although I might have 15,000 subscribers and over 6 million views on my channel in total, I don't think about that too much. I still kind of like see myself as like a small YouTube channel, or just not even small, just a YouTube channel that is able to make videos and have the ability to grow to what extent at the same time, which is obviously a good thing, and come across a range of different people along the way, which can also be a good thing in itself individually. So with that being said, one of those things, I mean, it's like on the sideline when responding back to comments, realistically, I can't respond back to everyone. Early on you can, when you might have more time or there's less people watching, less comments. But as you do grow on YouTube, it can get a bit harder to manage everything. So when some individuals over time have felt ignored, it's not done intentionally. And other times when I've responded, I may have not tagged someone, but I may have been responding to them. And then other times I was responding to them, but also other people collectively, just because it was easier to do things like that. But, well, not that I'm hard on myself in this situation, but I think because I don't see myself all the time as, like a proper growing established channel, I've not always got that in my mind, because I don't want to, come across as cocky or anything like that. Not direct, but there could be other people out there that actually see my channel as growing, but they may see it as a threat, or they may feel as a way of being able to benefit themselves or leech onto me. So by dragging me into their trouble, dragging me into some created trouble by them in hopes of gaining in some way. And at times I respond, obviously just to defend myself, because this is the thing, whilst some negative stuff happens, I can turn it into a positive by making a video about it, by defending myself and also growing statistically as well, turning a negative attack into a positive defense, killing two birds with one stone. But in my case, whipping two pumpkins with one big black strap. Okay? I'm a bit late now to Halloween, but it doesn't matter. I'm sure there's still some laying about. Anyway, I've done experiments with time. The experiments in the past was respond. Saw how that went. It was okay. Domination. Nowadays, recent experimentations is ignore, and see how that goes. I'm trying different methods each time. Which one benefits me more? Which one has better, longer term effects in terms of dealing with the resistance, as an example. But yeah, the prediction, an ongoing new one, is that there'll be people along the way that will see me as a growing or a bit of an established channel, and they may want to drag me down with them or grow themselves off. And obviously just don't allow that to happen. And that can be done externally or internally. That's pretty much it. There are some other discussions to get through, but separate videos, different topics, more focused. So today we're mainly catching up on the theme of the autopsy report, what was included and what was missing, but the reality of, would it really be missing if an official report, which normally states everything, was to be revealed public after many months of it not being released public in the first place? It's worth taking in mind. And how would the BBC know, about missing details? Either way, time will tell. We've not seen really any official details, papers and things like that since. It's been kind of quiet, but with Partners in True Crime as well, their update recently, if you want to check back to my previous video about it from last night, I think, it'll be available, the I symbol. Hopefully you found this video somewhat interesting. Make sure to leave a comment down below, let me know your thoughts, and feel free to hit the like button and share this to spread that awareness. That'd be appreciated. My name's Warlike Ref. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, good night for now.